Good morning, grade 4 girls. Today we will complete our lesson. Where is earth water? Where is earth water? All of you please write the date, Monday, March 30, 2020. Pages 269, 270 and 271. Learning objectives. To communicate where water collects on the earth. Now, the first one, we have to study the bodies of the water. Ocean and seas. Ocean and seas. This is the ocean. Now, the ocean is large body of salty water, but the seas are smaller than ocean that are partly surrounded by land. Now here, lakes and ponds. Lakes and ponds. Land surrounds lake and ponds. There is a land surrounds by lake and ponds, which are smaller than ocean. But if you see here in the picture, this is a lake. The lake is longer than ocean, than pond. The lake is longer than pond. Now river. You see here in the picture the rivers here, the river flow down from downhill, okay, move down from downhill by gravity. River is flowing fresh water, okay. Now, glacier and polar ice. This is the glacier. Glacier is large body of slowly moving ice. What is it? The glacier again is large body of slowly moving ice. It forms when more snow falls than melt. The polar ice caps are larger area of ice at the North Pole and South Pole. Now, in question number 3, circle the names of bodies of water that can contain salt water. Put X on the body of water that contains most of Earth's fresh water. Now here, let's start with ocean and seas. All of you circle it because it has salt water. Now, the ocean, as I told you, is a large body of salt water. Seas are smaller area of the ocean that partly surround by land. Now, the waves in the ocean cause the water to go up and down in a place. Now, lakes and ponds. Land surrounds lakes and ponds. There is a land here surrounded by lake and ponds, which are smaller than ocean, the ocean. Now, lakes are generally longer than ponds, as I show you now the picture of the lake in the previous slide. Almost all lakes and ponds contain fresh water, but a few lakes and ponds contain salt water. Few lakes and ponds contain salt water. Okay. Now, river. As I told you, a river is flowing fresh water. Water in river moves downhill because of the gravity. Rivers flow into the ocean. The river flow into the ocean, lake and pond. So where is the river flows? Flow into ocean, lake and other rivers Now here put X on the glacier because most of the fresh water in the glacier and ice caps. A glacier is a large body of slowly moving ice. So all of you repeat it. What is it? A glacier is a large body of slowly moving ice. Now, the glaciers form when more snow falls than melt in an area. Now, the polar ice caps are large area of ice where we found it at the North Pole and South Pole. Now I want to explain for you about groundwater from its name. What did you think about groundwater? It's a water under the ground. Excellent. When it rains, the water falls into bodies of water and onto the ground. When there is rain, where did the water fall? Into bodies of water and onto the ground. Now, if you remember, we will take inshallah a water cycle about the runoff. Runoff, the water that falls on the ground runs into bodies of water. Now, what is it? The groundwater is any water under the ground. Again, groundwater, any water under the ground. Now, groundwater fills the cracks and the spaces in underground soil and rocks. The groundwater fills the cracks and the spaces in underground soil and rocks. Okay. Now, in page 270, all of you open it, all of you underline what is the meaning of groundwater. Is any water that is underground, Now, a spring is a place where groundwater comes to the surface of the land. People also dig wells to reach water stored underground. Now, infer. Who can read this question? Why do people dig wells to reach groundwater? Who can answer it? Now, excellent. They need fresh water for drinking or for watering crops. Now here, clean drinking water. I think before we drink the water, we have to drink a clean water. Why do people need water? People need clean water for drinking, cooking, and other activities. But fresh water from under the ground and surface water bodies is not always clean. Not always clean. For example, the water in the lake and rivers. Can you drink from it direct? I think no. Why? Because contain germs that could make people sick. Now, chemical used to grow crops can wash into bodies of water. Fresh water must usually clean before people can drink it. You see here, this is water treatment plant. Okay, water treatment plant, a special place to treat the water. Now here, in some places, people get drinking water from their own wells. They must filter the water to remove chemical and dirt. We call this process filtration. So, many cities have water treatment plants. Plants, it's not the meaning of plant, the living things, no. It's a place to treat the water, to clean the water. Okay. Now, who can read question number 5? Write 2 things that are removed from water at water treatment plant. Excellent. Germs and dirt. Germs and dirt. Now go it. All of you please read question number 6 and answer it. Name 3 places where fresh water is found. Which of these places has the most fresh water? I show you the picture and we put X on it. Fresh water is found in glacier, underground, and lakes, rivers. Where we found the most of fresh water? In glacier and ice caps. Excellent. Now, who can read the next question? Think about, you have learned about the amount of fresh water available for drinking, why it's important to save water and keep it clean. Okay. There are millions of living things on earth and only a limited amount of fresh water to drink. So we must use the water carefully. You remember we studied about the reduce, to use things less. I give you example that you have to use the water less. If you wash your hands, you have to use the water less to keep the water. Okay. Now we finish. Now I will show you here a video about earth water. Where is earth?
When you turn on a faucet in your house, do you know where the water is coming from? Let's find out. Almost 3/4 of Earth's surface is covered with water. Some of this water is frozen in glaciers. Liquid water is found in rivers, lakes, the ocean, and other bodies of water. When water gets hot enough, it turns into an invisible gas called water vapor. Water vapor is a part of the atmosphere. Surface water is any water that is above the ground on Earth. The ocean is surface water. It is a large body of salt water. Ocean water is not healthy for drinking. Lakes, ponds, and rivers are also surface water. They are made of fresh water. Only 3% of Earth's water is fresh water. People need fresh water for drinking, cooking, and growing crops. When rain falls, some of the water soaks into the ground. Groundwater is any water that is underground. There is more fresh liquid water underground than on Earth's surface. Groundwater is not trapped underground. It can flow slowly through most types of soil. People need clean water for drinking, cooking, and other activities. But fresh water from under the ground and surface water isn't always clean. Water treatment plants filter and clean the water. The clean water then travels in pipes to people's homes and businesses. Got it? Sure you do.
Okay, thank you, my dear students, for listening.